What is going on, guys? It is your boy Chili, and today I'm doing something a little bit unorthodox, but I am going to start doing it for my channel because it's quite frankly something I really enjoy, and that is doing kind of a picks and predictions for the UFC events. And obviously with today kind of being historic for UFC, it's 200 or UFC 200. I thought I'd start now, so gonna go through and give my predictions. Just kind of fun. I've been watching this since before UFC 100, so it's been a long time. So I have the card in front of me, so I'm going to be looking at it and then tell you what I think. And without further ado, let's get started. So the very first fight that's going to be being aired on UFC Fight Pass will be Takanori Gomi versus Jim Miller. Being completely honest, I'm just going to go with Jim Miller. I think Jim Miller has got a little bit more in his career than Takanori Gomi. I think Takanori Gomi just may struggle a little bit with his wrestling and jiu-jitsu. So I'm going to go with Jim Miller either by sub or decision. The next fight is Thiago Santos versus Gegard Mousasi, and Thiago Santos, his last fight is coming off finishing Nate Marquardt, and Mousasi has been on fire, really. He's always been one of my favorite fighters. I think only lost to Jacare and Uriah Hall, maybe one other loss I'm thinking of that I'm not thinking of. But anyways, I am going to go with Mousasi by either knockout or TKO or decision. Just based on being one of the more experienced fighters on the roster. And then the last prelim that'll be on Fight Pass is Joe Lozon versus Diego Sanchez. Honestly, just based on how they both fight, I'm going to go safe and say Diego Sanchez, although it should be a great fight. I think this fight is a little bit out of date. I think this fight would have been absolutely amazing, 4 years ago. I mean, it's still good. They're still, really talented, but maybe just a little bit old, sorry, gotta be said. So, apologize. Diego Sanchez to be a decision. So, the next fights will be on FS1, and these will be the start of the prelims on TV. The next fight is going to be Sage Northcutt versus Enrique Marin. I don't know exactly how to say that, but I'm going to go with Sage Northcutt, boy wonder, whatever you want to call him. He's got the spiky hair, kind of like Super Saiyan from Dragon Ball Z, and he had a setback in his last fight, but I still think that he's going to do well. I'm going to go with him by first round finish. I think he'll be able to really come out and make a statement. The next fight is TJ Dillashaw versus Rafael Assunção, and this is actually a rematch. The first fight was very, very close, and Assunção was able to pull off the split decision victory. I think things are going to be a little bit different this time. I think TJ is a little bit more in his prime now. I think Assunção has just been out forever. So I'm going to go with TJ Dillashaw by decision in 3 rounds. I picture him either winning via decision or maybe a late round TKO. The next fight is Kelvin Gastelum versus Johnny Hendricks. I believe this is at welterweight, and what's a little bit interesting is Johnny Hendricks actually missed weight. He's really having a problem making 170, so personally I feel like win or lose, Hendricks may have to move up to middleweight after this fight, but I do believe that he'll beat Gastelum. I think that he is kind of a better, more polished archetype of fighter, the boxing, heavy-handed wrestler. I think Johnny Hendricks a little bit better of a wrestler, and I think Gastelum will look to be a little bit green tonight, a little bit young. But, if he surprises us and knocks out Hendricks or wins the decision, I wouldn't be too surprised. So, the final fight on the prelims is Juliana Pena versus Kat Zingano. Gonna pick Kat, personally, Colorado fighter. But actually got to meet her at a couple fight to win events out here, which is like a grappling contest and MMA events out here in Colorado. And she's really cool, really awesome girl. Juliana Pena has trained with Miesha Tate before, but she's coming off, I want to say that she's had a fight, maybe 2, since before her really bad knee surgery, but I'm going to go with Kat. I just think she's a little bit more well-rounded, and she'll get it done probably by decision, if not like a late round submission. So starting with the main card, we got Travis Brown versus Cain Velasquez. I'm torn because either Travis Brown will look really good or he'll get cleaned up. I personally think Cain will redeem himself, no longer fighting at altitude, wants that belt back. I'm personally going to go ahead and say that he's going to finish Travis Brown either by first round TKO or sometime in the fight finish by TKO or knockout. I just don't see Travis Brown knocking him out. So yeah, Cain Velasquez, TKO, KO. Jose Aldo versus Frankie Edgar. I don't know what Aldo we're going to see. I think Edgar's been absolutely on fire recently. coming off the knockout win over Chad Mendes, and guys, I'm sorry I keep yawning, but Jose Aldo hasn't fought since the infamous 13-second loss to Conor McGregor. So is that going to eat at him? I don't know. Personally, I think Aldo gets it done again via decision. It is for the interim belt, so it will be 5 rounds. I see Aldo pulling it out, maybe with first finishing the first 3 rounds, if not a decision. I didn't really think their first fight was as close as we were all led to believe. I still feel like Aldo won pretty convincingly, so that's just my opinion. Jose Aldo pulls it out tonight. The third fight will actually be Anderson Silva versus Daniel Cormier, and obviously everyone knows the drama that was associated with this last week. John Jones getting flagged from USADA for busted PEDs, basically tested positive for at least 2 different substances, I believe. Regardless, he's not fighting anymore, and last-minute replacement is Anderson Silva. And this is the 3rd time I've yawned. I'm tired. As much as I love Anderson, as much as he is a legend and the longest reigning middleweight champion ever, Daniel Cormier is a monster. He's going to be bigger. He's going to be stronger, and I don't think he's going to give Anderson Silva room to really play around and potentially win. So I'm going to go ahead and say Daniel Cormier wins in a 3-round fight by decision. Just my opinion, I really feel Anderson Silva will look good on the feet, but just won't be able to handle the takedown. So Cormier. Next fight is Brock Lesnar versus Mark Hunt. Now, I'll be honest, part of me thinks that this is all like a publicity thing. Like, Brock Lesnar hasn't really been training. I'm sure he's been training, but not like he was for the heavyweight championship. This is kind of like a one-and-done, big payday type thing. Regardless, he's fighting a fucking monster in Mark Hunt, like the king of the walk-off KOs in the UFC. With that being said, looking at their size difference, Mark Hunt's a big boy, and Brock Lesnar makes him look tiny. I see Brock getting him down and just wrestling him, and maybe he comes back again. But I do think Brock Lesnar pulls off the upset tonight. I just don't think Mark Hunt can really stop the takedown. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I don't know. We'll have to see, won't we? And then finally, we have Miesha Tate versus Amanda Nunes. In my opinion, shouldn't have been the main event. There's just isn't the most exciting fight to me. Still an exciting fight, but obviously we saw yesterday there were some weight issues with Miesha Tate. She didn't make the weight limit, so there will be a title fight, but we should wait until the last minute or whatever it was. Amanda Nunes is a beast, though, but I just think Miesha Tate has more tools, more perseverance. She's going to be able to get it done in the later rounds, and I don't think it's going to be very easy to finish Miesha. So, with that being said, guys, this is going to be my UFC 200 picks and predictions. Very quick, I kind of sped through it, obviously. The fights start in like 40 minutes, so I'm going to try to get this uploaded as soon as possible. Post on the forums what your predictions are. Let's see how everyone does at the end of the night, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Stay safe if you're out drinking and driving. Anyways, this has been your boy Chili. Stay focused, stay humble, stay driven, and I'll catch you guys in another video tomorrow night. Peace.